Hey guys, what's going on? Got the live stream right here. Play the volume. He's playing music, so hopefully that doesn't shut us down.
Yeah.
Yeah, get on in here. Let you guys know what's going on. If you guys want to watch it yourself, it is on his Instagram, and I could not find this on a lot of sites. I thought it was on his YouTube or his Instagram, and apparently it's his Instagram. So, but yeah, we'll be streaming our reactions to it. Once this is decided, we'll get into like our thoughts of what's going to happen from this. I just want to kind of lead into it and say, Greg Brown, you guys probably know this, he is a 6'9", 195-pound power forward. One of the last 5 stars in the 2020 class to decide. Obviously, his top 5 schools he's picking from are Texas, Michigan, Memphis, Auburn, and Kentucky. I think a 6th team that needs to be added in there, you guys probably know this too, is the G League. I mean, the G League has been making a push of getting these guys from the freshman class, incoming freshman class in the future. And I think that's a legitimate threat for him. And I'll let you say what you want to say in a second. But my prediction, if you're asking me for my prediction right now, I mean, he has 100% picks to Texas on the crystal ball. I don't put too much into that because they're wrong a lot of the times. But if I had to pick, I'm going to say Texas or the G League. But obviously, as you can see, I'll be very happy if he chooses Kentucky.
Yeah.
But yeah. But right now, guys, he's live on his screen.
If you ever pause and don't say anything, we're probably listening to him what he's saying. He might make a decision on there. I don't even know what's going on.
No, to be honest, yeah, I'll turn the volume up if he starts to talk and put it on there so you guys can hear it too. I show you the screen. that's not the best way to show it if you want to watch it.
Yeah, I wish we had a better way to.
Yeah, I know. Once we are able to have like a desktop, I can have it like right here in the middle. That'd be ideal. But we're not to that point
Future
yet.
goals.
Some point we'll have very good graphics. We have like 4 screens. Yeah. We can have a backyard cam.
Wait, so what? The 4 schools were Texas, Kentucky,
Auburn, Memphis, and Michigan. And the perceived favorites are Texas because that is his hometown team. He's from Texas.
So first of all, he better not go to Auburn because I hate Auburn.
That would not be good for us.
So let's cross that off. And then, I mean, Texas, okay, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've had so many recruits we've almost gotten, and people that are coming in and then they don't, and then people have left. So we don't have much good luck right now. So I think we're due to get this guy. I think we're going to get him, and he's going to go to Kentucky. That's
a big prediction. He's talking, I think. And obviously, like I said, so they're doing like a live interview, and then he's going to do it. So he hasn't said anything yet, guys. I think he's doing a joint interview with some other company. But yeah, I'll show you guys. He's doing an interview. If you hear sounds, our house is being worked on, so we apologize for the sounds in advance.
Yeah, it's a good decision.
So if he's about to say it, I'll play it for you guys.
Yes, sir. Well, let me introduce myself, man.
Okay, he's still. I just want to say one thing about Greg Brown. He is a vicious dunker, super athlete. Great finisher in transition, great shot blocker, and while his jump shot and his ball handling are a little bit shaky, he has potential to be a lottery pick, obviously. I'll let you guys listen to that a little bit. Should I play it?
Man, to be honest, I'm nervous but excited because this is a big step in my life, and I'm just glad to have my family.
Play the volume, guys. Let me know if you want to hold it up. I can do that.
It's a very tough decision.
And I'll get to the comments in a second. Baller Gaming. I will comment on that in a second. Don't worry. I have some things to say about that.
Let me give some people some background on you real quick. 2020 McDonald's All-American.
Obviously, I think it'd be a great pick if we get him.
Points, 13 rebounds a game.
I think we need a 5-man. I think he could possibly fill that role, but he is a power forward. We'll see.
Player in the country. By ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, it's as long as you can see it. Can you guys hear that well? Because I can turn it up.
Let's get to it, man.
He's deciding right now.
Coronavirus took away your prom. It took away your McDonald's. It took away your graduation, but it ain't gonna take away this. Greg, let everybody know what's on your mind.
So
this is a really hard decision, to be honest. It took me into the final hour to really decide on where I was going to go. 5 schools gave me a great opportunity, and the G League gave me a great opportunity. And there was a great visit on schools and campuses. The coaches were great, players were great, and everything.
Well, he might still go there.
Just reached out to family and friends. I can't thank them enough for helping me with this decision because it was very, very tough. And just, it was a long process. I decided to like the final hour today when I woke up this morning. And I'm happy to say I'll be committed to the University of Texas.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, hey, we did predict that. So, as long as you confirm, he did pick, or not Kentucky, shoot. He did pick Texas, guys. He picked Texas. I'm going to turn him down for a second. If you want to tune into his thoughts, it is on his Instagram. I'm going to give him a shout out, even though he did give us that. It's Greg Brown 03, and he's doing it with the undefeated ESPN accounts, I guess. So, I mean, if you heard my prediction, I thought he was either Texas because obviously there was 13 picks on his 24/7 page, and all 13 were for Texas. There was some push about the G League, and I mean, I was searching his name in the Kentucky news a lot recently, and there was just no articles from Kentucky's side. And I was starting to be like, if we got him, I was going to be calling out the Kentucky media because there was no coverage of this. Not one article said he's deciding today. So, like, we just gave up hope. And Kevin Knox is a great example of this. I'm going to say it really quick. Kevin Knox had 83% picks for North Carolina and 17% to puke. I mean, that's a big deal right there. And then he picks us. So that's my only point for that. So Greg Brown's decided to go to Texas. Wishing the best of luck. Nothing against him. I'm happy he did a live stream like this. It's the first time we've had a live commitment in a while. A lot of guys just do it. I mean, nothing wrong with not doing it live, but yeah, it's the first time we've had a live commitment. We'll try to always do live streams for live commitments like that. And like the title says of this video, it was more so going to be a roster update because I kind of had a feeling we weren't going to get him, even though I was holding out a little bit of hope for him because we need it. We're going to add one or two more. So let's get into that right now.
He wasn't a big man anyway. So.
He's a 6'9" power forward. That's true. It wasn't really a center, even though he was a big guy. But still,
that really sucks.
Let's just move on to the next point here. So our current roster for next year, guys, is we're sitting at 10. Hold on a second here. We're sitting at 10 total players right now at the moment. We're sitting at 9 total players at the moment, 10 with Jacob Toppin. Let me read off the names here. So point guard wise, we have 2 point guards. Davion Mintz, the grad transfer from Creighton, who'll be a senior. Devin Askew, which is an incoming freshman. He's a combo guard, but he's a point guard. And then, so that's 2 guys. So shooting guards, we have 2, probably our best recruits coming in. These guys, I'm hearing nothing but like Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox-like comparisons. And Terrence Clark and B.J. Boston Jr. Both those guys are 5 stars, and I think they're going to be absolute studs when they get in here. That's 4. So our guards are probably set. That's probably our guards going into next season is Davion Mintz, Devin Askew, Terrence Clark, and B.J. Boston Jr. Then big wise is where it starts to get a little bit interesting, a little bit sketchy. Thin. So it's thin at the top. I think in the 3-4 spot we have kind of a log jam, which is why I was kind of I would have been shocked that we got him because we have a log jam at the 3 or 4 spot, and I'm in the comments a second. Don't worry, I'll get in the comments a second. So small forward wise, I'm going to keep saying this. Dante Allen is supposed to come back, and I'm expecting to come back. But once again, I've not heard anything official. And the fact that we just lost everyone from last year, I'm not going to say anyone's guaranteed to come back, even though he is a Kentucky kid, and I think he cares. So Dante Allen, that's a small forward, and Cameron Fletcher, who's one of our incoming freshmen, who's a 4-star. That's 2 small forwards. So that's 6 total players at the 1 through 3 spots. And then at the 4 spot, we have 3 guys right now. Keon Brooks Jr., our big-time only returner from last year, besides Dante Allen probably, and Isaiah Jackson, an incoming 4-star recruit. It depends on what site you guys go off of. I go off of 24/7 if you guys ever want to know where I get my number of star ratings. And Lance Ware. All those guys are 4s, kind of power forward type guys, and that's 9 total guys that are locked in for next year 100%. Aside from Dante Allen, I don't want to jinx that or anything. So that's 9 guys. You add in Jacob Toppin, who just committed, what was that, last week? That would be 10 total. But with the rule that's going on, here's my report on this. I'm hearing a lot of good things that this one-time transfer rule is going to go into effect this season, which would allow him to be eligible to play. But my feeling on that, though, is even if that happens, Jacob Toppin is supposed to be like a long-term deal type guy. Like, I think he's a good player. I think he's talented. But I don't see him coming in and really making an impact next year immediately.
1 year.
Like, I think he could be a guy that would benefit, be a great part of the team to practice. That's a great player that can play an actual, like, body in practice, which we usually didn't have last year. You can actually go 5-on-5. And I think he could probably contribute at some point, but I just don't see it happening next year. I mean, I could be wrong, but if we get him, that's why if he is eligible for next year, that's 10 total players. And I still see us adding 1, maybe 2 more, depending on who we get, because I'm going to get in the next session once I get some comments here. I'm going to read off some names of who we could get next. And depending on who we get, I think we could possibly get 1 or 2 more. I'm serious about that. So that's 9 or 10 total right now, including Jacob Toppin for 10. So let's get some comments here. Baller Gaming, you said, so the first thing right here, I'll just get it off the top right now. So Matt Harms, a little bit of a story on that was I was very sold on us getting Matt Harms. There was just great news.
33% chance.
I mean, like I was just hearing so much good stuff. Like there was guys making picks for us, crystal ball picks on 24/7. We were in his top 10 and in his top 3. And then when you look at the 2 teams that were against us, I was like, I mean, it's Texas Tech, BYU, or Kentucky. I mean, obviously for us, it's a pretty obvious choice. And I was hearing things like Matt Harms saying he wanted to go somewhere that he could showcase his NBA talent. It's like, I mean, we're the definition of NBA showcase type thing to get you to the next level. And I was just feeling good about it. I had a whole video done, ready to upload. I did it like the day of. And we actually have family from Indiana, and they're big-time Purdue fans. And they actually give like a 3 to 4 minute scouting report on him. And it was going to be a great video. I was excited to upload it. I actually did upload it, but I didn't make it public.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't. I edited it. I know. It was all ready to go, and then I wake up that next. It was actually that night. I got on Twitter. I should have never went on Twitter. And the first thing I read was like, I think Matt Harms thought the stage was too big. I'm like, oh gosh. So then and then the next day that just kept trending that way, and he picked BYU. So that's kind of frustrating. And yeah, 7'3", 250 guy. I wish him the best of luck. Just really, really frustrated with not getting him because that spot was wide open on our team. And Baller Gaming or Landon Markham says, "Hey, what's going on, Landon? Sorry about yesterday. Hey, we'll talk about the draft here in a second too." And you said we very low in rankings. Oh well, honestly, Landon, that's a good thing to be honest. Like, I mean, I guarantee you, if we add someone else, they'll move us back up. But that early season rankings, if we learned anything from last year, it means absolutely nothing. But I agree. Let them doubt us. That's a good thing. I'd rather not be number 1 going to next year because all that matters is where you're at in March. So and let's just hope we're playing. Let's hope that's where we're at right now. Let's just hope we're playing. But I agree, Landon. That we are very low on Jeff Goodman's rankings, like 23rd. And he's like, you guys should be lucky you're 23rd. I'm not even going to get into that rant right now.
Lucky.
Let's see. Soccer goals RB. We need a center. Exactly. That is I should have titled this live stream, "We Need a Center live stream," because we really do need a center. We need a 5 guy. I know Cal likes to play the positionless basketball, but if you look at our best teams, what is one thing that's been consistent? We've had a shot blocking, lob catching. Now we do a lot of lob catches in this team, but like we have a rim protector, a guy that can play in the middle. Nick Richards, Anthony Davis,
Holly Stein,
Towns, Bam. I'm forgetting a couple right. Did I say Towns?
Jones.
Yeah, Jones, Lee. But yeah, that's I could go on and on. Yeah, Richards, I said before. No, I agree. We need a big time center, which is why I'm going to get into the players I think we're going to get next. And it's a list of. There's some centers I think we're going to get. And I will say my prediction right now. I'm going to say a little bit later too. I think we're going to dip into the 2021 class to get someone to reclassify with what's going on because it's more possible to get guys to reclass with the grades and stuff. It's kind of complicated. And then Baller Gaming, where did Kai Soto go? That's a good question. Can you search that really quick? Can you type in Kai Soto? We'll let you know. We'll search that right now. Let you know. Don't worry, because he was a target actually at one point. I feel like I think he committed somewhere. Baller Gaming, but
Atlanta.
Where'd he go?
No, it's not.
Kai Soto. Atlanta.
17-year-old Filipino.
Yeah, I don't know. Baller Gaming. I'll double check it now. He's definitely not. I haven't seen his name on any kind of list for us to get next year, so I'll speak on that when I know 100% in a second. Okay. And you said Dante Allen, a guard, right? Because that will be hard if he transferred before the 2021-22. That's the thing. It's hard to say because I'm only going off of like his position on 24/7 and the footage I've seen from YouTube. He's considered a small forward, but I think he does play like a guard. He does not play like a big, so that's not even a debate if he's a 4 or a 5. I kind of have him in the 3 spot, maybe a 2 if he can shoot better. but I see him as a 3 type guy. So yeah, that's why I have him technically in the big section on my roster here, but he's not a big. He is 6'6" or 6. I think 6'6", but he's not a big. You're totally right on that. Ethan Mahoney says, what do you think about the combo of Boston and Clark? I'm really excited. Just looking at the footage on YouTube, I'll say something at the end about just the whole class overall, but they look like absolute studs. They look like they embrace the big stage. They're going to go out there, just put on a show. They can score at will. I think it's going to be one of the best tandems we've had. I don't want to say it's so hard to say because it's like just basing off footage. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, I was sold by watching the footage. And I'm getting a little bit of a sense of that. Not as much as Malik Monk and Fox, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? I think they seriously will be an absolute force next year, which is why I think those two alone should put us in the top 15. But like I said, the rankings don't mean too much. But I'm excited about that combo. And I'll be doing videos on the roster, showing some footage of that. And obviously in the hype video, you will be seeing them doing some dunks in there for sure. Is that Dingus? Or how do you say that? Is that Dingus? Dingus. I think it's Dingus Film says, who do you think will be our next center? I'm going to get into those names. I'll go into that right now. So the names to know going the next season are, transfer-wise, there's only 2 guys that I have on my list right now. Now, if you guys have you've heard anyone else, go ahead and say in the comments. But here's the guys on my list transfer-wise. There's a grad transfer from VCU who would be a senior next year who's a power forward. And apparently we are not on his list of 6 teams that he just released as possibilities. But with things and just how crazy things are, that could change and we could get added in if we make a serious effort at him. But as of right now, it seems like that's not a legitimate option for us. But I've heard his name circulate around. And obviously, Terrence Clark tweeted out saying that he wanted him to join Kentucky. So there's obviously a little bit of interest there between players and him. So that can't go without saying. The second transfer is this one. I heard a name. It was swirling around. I haven't really heard that we've reached out to him, but it was a name that I did look into. And I'm not really high on this one because it's a small forward, and that is not what we need. We need a center. But it's a guy from Evansville, who we all know about Evansville. And his name's DeAndre Williams, who would be a junior next year. The guy played like in a prep school type thing out of high school, and then he went to somewhere else before Evansville. So he's been to a few schools, and I'm not very high on him. I'm sure he's talented, but that's not our need. We need a center, and I wanted to mention that name because I saw that name circulating around a little bit. But here's the real legitimate threats that I think we have a major opportunity to get, maybe even both. The first one is a guy that I never heard of till yesterday in the 2020 class, a 4-star center named Frank Anselm. I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but it's Anselm, I think. Frank is his first name. So Frank is a 4-star center from the class of 2020 who's 6'10", 220 pounds. That's a pretty good size right there. And if Cal's reaching out to him, I mean, I know we're somewhat desperate. I don't think we could get who we want. But I think if we're even thinking about him, I think he's got to be worthy of being on a team. So Frank Anselm is another option in the 2020 class who we just reached out to yesterday, and that was confirmed by a few guys. So let's see what happens there. We weren't on his list before, but when a school like Kentucky comes out after you, I'm sure you're going to make that change and put them on your list. So that's a name to keep in mind right there. And then this one was one that I'm really excited about. That once again I did not hear till about yesterday, or maybe the day before when we started to hear that Matt Harms was trending away from us. Is Efton Reed. He is a 5-star center in the class of 2021 who's 6'11", 225 pounds, and that is a really good size right there. 6'11", 225. I mean that's a big man right there. And the footage I've seen, he looks like a stud. And here's my point on the reclassification players. Obviously, you can look at some and say they were not ready to play. Like last year, Johnny Duzang somewhat struggled as a reclassification. But there's a lot of instances where it's worked out in our favor. This man right here, Carl Towns, was a reclassification. Jamal Murray, Dakari Johnson. Shoot, there's one more I'm forgetting about. There's Carl Towns, Jamal Murray. I should have written this out. There's one more. I said Dakari. There's one more, but it's worked out. It's worked out in the past. So obviously, if they're ready to play, they're ready to play. There's a guy named Paulo. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's in the 2021 class. And I was hearing from some official sources saying that he could possibly have started last year as a junior in high school, and which is insane. And I believe it. There's guys that are probably that good that they could probably play at that level that young. So I'm not worried about that at all. You really can't get a good read on that till they're playing. But if this guy is legit and he can play, I'm all on board getting him in there because we need a center, like you guys were saying, and we're going to add a center. I'm almost 100% positive we're going to add at least one, maybe two, because this Frank Anselm guy, if he's not ready to make an immediate impact, we could possibly add two more because that'd be kind of nice to have a really deep bench. You get 13 starships per year, 13. We rarely go over 10. 10's about our limit. 11 or 12 in lucky years, like the 2015 or 14 year, we had about 11 or 12. But we never get over that number. So that's where we're at right now.
I'm just giving my final thoughts and you can wrap it up because I haven't looked at any recruits. But yeah, we definitely need a post or a big man center. That's really my only opinion right now because I haven't looked at most of the recruits anyway. But yeah, we need a center, and that's really all I can say right now because we have all new players, and I haven't looked at them enough. So we need a center, and that's really all my analysis can even give.
And like you guys were saying,
movie Mania on.
Yeah, see me in here. And get Marley to be quiet for a second. Gosh darn it. So let's see here. Baller Gaming, yeah, we are 17 in the rankings. 17, is that where we were at? I saw 23, but it's so early for ranks to be coming out, so it's kind of crazy to even think about that. Let's see, Landon. Hey, I'll get to that in a second. I will talk about that in a second, okay? Soccer Goals, RB, G League, they're recruiting him. They were recruiting him, definitely. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go there because if you guys did, Jalen Green, not Isaiah Todd, I can't even think Joshua Christopher, maybe not. All I know is that they're definitely getting guys, and they're going to be getting guys, and that's a lot of money. I was hearing $500,000 offered for players with shoe deals and other kind of sponsors and stuff like that. So it's definitely a force. But I saw the NCAA countered. I retweeted this on my Twitter. They countered with players are able to make money off their name and stuff, which is I think is something they should have done a while ago. If a guy is able to make money off himself, then why not let him? I mean, a guy like Zion, ESPN, he could get a lot of money from Zion for sure. Let's see here. Baller Gaming, he's 7'1". Hey, let me know who you were talking about there. Who's 7'1"? Because I'm sure it's someone I was just talking about before. You're probably right on that. And then Mr. Matchman 93, what's going on? Good to see you, man. I'm frustrated, fellas. Why can't we get a big man? Jeff Goodman is irrelevant. Soto is rumored to have a G League offer. Yes, a G League offer. Okay, that's kind of I can believe that because Kai Soto was a name that was definitely floating around our boards of possible players to come in there, and he looked like a tall guy. I mean, he's obviously a basketball player, a really good player from the footage I saw, overseas type guy, but I think he could probably come in and make an impact. But it sounds like the G League's going after him, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. Because I've yet to see his name come around any kind of official sources. But as it's going right now, these recruitments are happening within 24 hours. Jacob Toppin, I didn't even know his name. I knew his last name, but I didn't know his name till probably like on a Tuesday, and he committed on a Wednesday. So this stuff can happen super quick. So when you see names, you really got to stay on it because it can happen that fast right now. Let's see. Dingus Film says, thoughts on Isaiah Jackson? I think he looks like an absolute freak. I think he's probably the most athletic recruit we have, which is saying something because they're all athletic. But this guy just looks like he can jump. His wingspan looks just huge. He looks like an awesome shot blocker, rebounder. The jump shooting, I did not see much of. He did make some threes, but I think he just looks like an absolute force. And I'm really excited to see what he looks like after a full off season of training on his own and getting a lot stronger. Because I think that's my one critique on guys is they look a little bit thin, but some of these guys, that's kind of how they play. Like Kevin Durant, he looks thin, but he's a force. So I can't really judge someone just on their size and like how much weight they have. That's not the full story of how you can play. But Isaiah Jackson, I'm excited to see. He was a 5-star at one point. He went down a little bit to a 4-star, but as you watch basketball, it's just about how you play on the floor. It's kind of nice. It's just kind of nice to talk about the star ratings when you're in the offseason and stuff. Once you're playing, all that matters is how you produce and how you play on the court. But Isaiah Jackson looks like a stud, and I'm excited to see what he does next year for sure. Because right now, he's probably not my starting 5, but he will be a big-time contributor off the bench and probably a sub for Keon Brooks. Bar Gaming, he looking at Texas, I think. Were you talking about Greg Brown? Yeah, I kind of fooled myself. I kept telling myself, hey, well, Kevin Knox wasn't really in our field of options there, and he picked us anyway. But that was kind of a different recruitment because no one really knew anything about Kevin Knox and where he was going. But anyways, yeah, he definitely chose Texas, which is definitely a little bit anticlimactic because we kind of saw that coming from a mile away, even though the G League was making a push. And then Baller Gaming says, with no official center, we better shoot like crazy. You were 100% on that. We are going to add a center. We're going to add another big. It just has to happen. Even if Jacob Toppin becomes eligible for next year, which it sounds like he is, we got to add a center. And I truly believe it's going to happen. But even if we don't, shooting's got to be a major skill set for us, which is kind of interesting because we lost quickly. We lost Johnny Juzang. And who else did we probably lose from last year? Was a decent three-point shooter. And then Maxey, who could shoot threes. So let's just hope. It sounds like B.J. Boston and Terrence Clark can score at will. So let's just hope they come in here and put on a show and just absolutely light it up. We have guys that can shoot, no doubt about it. And we'll be able to kind of evaluate that more as the season starts. But I think we'll have some shooters. I mean, B.J. Boston and Terrence Clark really seem like studs. And, I mean, the footage I've seen, they can all shoot threes. Keon Brooks Jr. is a good shooter, in my opinion. He's a great form. And he was swishing threes against Florida. I know it's the last game of the year. But if he can step out and shoot threes, that just adds a whole other level to our team overall. And then Soccer Goals R&B, Frank is class of 2020. Yes, he is. He is class of 2020. So he'd be an actual freshman for next year. It's a name that he has other schools on his list, but we did reach out to him, and that was confirmed. So it's a 4-star in the class of 2020, so keep an eye on him. That one could honestly be a quick recruitment if he wants to go. Once he hears from Cal and they have like a Zoom meeting or a whatever kind of meeting, he could choose Kentucky in a heartbeat if he really wanted to, because right now a spot is open, and we'll see what happens. But with that one-time transfer rule, he may be waiting to maybe see if we can get someone else, because once guys realize they can come immediately and play, guys might be decommitting or leaving their schools to come to a better school. We'll see how that goes. Kind of like a free agency type thing, but we'll see. That's kind of just like playing it by ear right now because rules are changing by the second. Oh, and ball gaming, Kai Soto 7'1". Dang. That is pretty tall. He seemed like what kind of weight does he have? Because I thought the pictures I saw, he looked pretty skinny, but he is obviously 7'1". Sure, he's a good shot blocker. It's kind of hard to be a 7'1" guy and not be a decent shot blocker.
Yes, pretty bad.
And then Baller Gaming says the G League going after people is kind of unfair. It's saying like, okay, play in college, make no money, then maybe get drafted, or come to the G League and get paid, then go to the NBA next season. That's a pretty decent pitch for young guys, and I can see why a lot of these guys are hearing that and they're like, why would I not make a decent amount of money and then go play pro? My argument to that is I think some of these young guys, if they're good enough, they'll be able to play. But I don't think they understand how – I mean, I don't watch the G League, so I can't speak on it too much, but there's guys in the G League that are grown men playing for their basketball lives to play at the next level. So it's not going to be like AAU where you just do little moves and just show off stuff. Like, from my understanding of the G League, there's going to be guys pushing around, and if you're not ready to play with men, these are 18-year-old kids coming in there, it could backfire big time, and maybe they'll get lost in the G League. So it's definitely a risk, but a guy like Jalen Green, who apparently is like one of the best players in the world, for like that class of 2020 this year, maybe it won't impact him. But I don't think it's going to be as rosy as a lot of people say. This money situation too, I don't know how much that's going to happen either. Like if it's actually $500,000 guaranteed, then yeah, that's a lot of money. But I don't think that they're telling the full story on that. I don't think everyone's getting that much money for sure. And I think a lot of guys will realize you go to college, you can still work out, and it works out. It's worked out perfectly for a lot of guys. I mean, Devin Booker, Karl Towns, Davis. I mean, you can go both ways. But some guys may need the money now, and the NCAA is making a counter, trying to let guys make money. So let's see. Baller Gaming, no DeAndre Williams is talking Texas. Oh, is he talking to Texas? Jeez. Well, like I said, I'm not very high on DeAndre Williams because he's a small forward, and that is not what we need. Like we're talking about, we need a center. I mean, if we need a small forward, I'd be all on board for getting him, but that's not what we need at all at this point. So unless he converts to be a center and he's a lot bigger, then yeah, we'll take him. I think he's like 6'7", so you can check me on that one. But I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. And that's Landon. We'll talk about that right as I finish this next thing about here. So let me see here. So Ethan Mahoney says, do you guys think Keon will take that next step next season? Oh, I do, without a doubt. I said it in my video, and I think Keon Brooks was starting to show signs of being amazing. I mean, if you ever read my long descriptions of 4 games, I kept saying Keon Brooks has the most potential on this entire team. I mean, that's saying a lot because there's a lot of guys with potential, but he's He's big. He can block shots. He can rebound. He can dunk. He's athletic. He can shoot. He can do it all. And I think if you really my one thing on him is if he could just gain the confidence and play like hard and just be confident out there, there's nothing that can stop him out there. And I think he could probably make a PJ Washington-like step next season. I'm excited to see what he does. And he's going to have to make a jump like that if we want to be as good as we want to be. If we're going to make a run to the Final Four, Keon Brooks has to play a lot better than last season, which I think he will. And it's going to be awesome to see what he can do after a full off season of training. And then soccer goals R&B. Efton Reed is our best chance only if he reclassifies, though. Yes, and it sounds like he has actually voiced his opinion on reclassifying. So a lot of these guys have been shooting down that rumor, like Paulo Bencharo. I could probably mispronounce that. But Efton Reed's actually said he wanted to reclassify. And if we reached out to him, I seriously think that's probably an option. And it sounds like that's the name that's at the top of everyone's boards right now is most likely to pick Kentucky next and reclassify. And I'd be very, very happy about that. And then, let's see. Baller Gaming, Keon can be stretch 4. And yes, definitely. He's definitely going to be a 4. He can play 3 through probably 4. 3 and 4. Maybe not 5. But yeah, he's definitely going to be a stretch 4 next season. And then 210 pounds for Kai Soto. Jeez. That's a pretty good combination there. 7'1", 210. And then Movie Mania, where's Mountain Warriors? I don't know. Mountain Warriors is in here today.
No, I think they're there. I saw a comment earlier.
Oh, okay. Now Mountain Warriors is in here. And then let's see. Little Man Knows Sports. What's good, guys? Hey, what's going on, little man? Good to see you in here. Baller Gaming, G League is like a second NBA because of competition. It is. I mean, I need to watch it more to speak on it with like confidence. But just my overall opinion on it is like it's like a league where obviously guys can come in from college, but I just think there's a lot of guys in there that are scratching and clawing just to make a roster, and that just sounds like it's a tough situation. And it's not going to be like this rosy, perfect like showcase type deal. But maybe I'm wrong on that. But that's just my opinion on that whole situation. And then DeAndre 6'9". Oh, gotcha. That's bigger than. But it's the position that I see small forward that worries me because we don't need a small forward. But that is our log jam. If we have a log jam of players on this position this year, it's 3 and 4. That's where we have too many guys, in my opinion. Not too many, but we don't need any more at that position. And then Keon's only 6'7". Yeah, he is 6'7", but he has long arms. My brother and I went to the Georgia Tech game this past season, and he blocked a shot from a 7-foot guy for Georgia Tech, where his like shoulders were above the rim. It was the most impressive block I've seen in person in a while. And that's just one play. But Keon Brooks is going to be a stud next year, and I'm so excited to see what he can do. And Baller Game, we're going to play small ball. Definitely. I mean, as of right now, even though I think we're going to add a center, we still are going to play small ball with the kind of roster which we have. And isn't that what Cal's always saying? He wants to play, what's it called, positionless basketball, and where there's no positions. So he's going to get that wish, it looks like, this year.
Yeah, I think BBN, what's up? I'm sitting in for Kenny here while Jake's doing his live feed. But I believe we can go without a 5. I mean, we're athletic typically. I think earlier one of the comments, Brooks definitely needs to lead. We'll be young as usual, but I think, as long as we get an athletic big man, we'll be good. If not, they'll roll with whatever they've got.
Definitely. I mean, no matter what, we're going to be a talented team, and we won't really know how we're going to play until about probably like every year, February or late January to February is when we'll really start putting it together, hopefully. But obviously, we have talent. We have the number 1 class coming in right now, and we could possibly add to that class if a guy reclassifies. And we're obviously going to add to this team. It's kind of frustrating. The Matt Harms commitment, I had the hype video actually done with Matt Harms in it. And I can edit. I'll fix it. But it's going to be interesting to see who takes that center spot because, in my opinion, I was sold that it was going to be Matt Harms. So at this point, if you're asking me my opinion, I'm saying it's going to be Efton Reed, the 5-star 2021 guy. He's 6'11", 225. That's what I'm picking. Even though the Frank Anselm guy is an interesting choice, in a perfect world, I want to get both of them because the Frank Anselm guy seems like a work in progress and it'd be a perfect bench guy. And obviously, we have 13 scholarships available. If we could get both those guys, I'd be ecstatic. But let's just get one of them, and we have to get one of them no matter what. And then Christopher Reeves, if you guys are just getting in here, Greg Brown did pick Texas. It happened pretty quick. I'm glad I found his live stream. It was on his Instagram. I turned it on and I try to show it on the screen. Hopefully in the future I can have it like actually be on the screen, like right here, once we have a better setup. So I don't have to like do something like that, because I mean, that just is not very official. But yeah, he picked Texas like a lot of people were expecting. 100%. All the picks on 24/7 Sports were for Texas, even though I was starting to think the G League might make a push for him, and they did. But he ultimately chose Texas. That's his hometown team. Apparently, they had a good relationship with Shaka Smart. So, yeah, he picked Texas, and that is now a name off our board. So I listed 4 guys: Marcus Santos Silva from VCU, DeAndre Williams from Evansville, Frank Anselm, and Efton Reed. And the latter 2 are 2 that I think are more realistic, and guys that I think we get both, to be honest. At least we have to get one, but I really hope and think we could possibly pull off both. Landon Markham is the NFL Draft round 2 and 3 tonight. Or the NFL Draft round 2 and 3 is tonight. It is. Yeah, speaking of that, I will speak on that. What are your guys' thoughts on the draft last night? Was it anything surprising? For us personally, it seemed like the first few picks were kind of, we knew what they were going to be. There were I guess some surprises later on, but it was definitely interesting to see how they did it with all the different live feeds and stuff, and like all the different camera angles.
It was nice just to have some sports on.
Yeah,
we enjoyed it.
It was nice to have something live.
Though, not talking about football, I was trying to think what Kentucky player is going to go first.
That's a good question. Who do you guys think from Kentucky is going to go first? Do you think it's going to be Bowden? I think he's going to be a steal, whoever gets him.
That's true.
Well, it could be somebody else.
Yeah, but Bowden's definitely a good one. I actually, speaking about it, me and Jake have talked about how we think he could have helped the basketball team. But I guess that's probably gone now that he's headed off to the NFL.
Yeah, it'd probably been way too much of a risk. But we did see Landon Markham. I messed up the line. We did see Lynn Bowden Jr. walk past our aisle at the Kentucky Georgia Tech game. It's on the vlog if you want to see that. It's on our channel. And yes, round 2 and 3 are tonight. Hopefully the picks go quicker. That was my biggest complaint, was the time was just taking too much time between picks. I know they have to get their commercials in there, but it was just really dragging a little bit.
Yeah, it used to be 15 minutes around, which was worse. But I agree. I just think we're overdue for some excitement of sports. Honestly, all the things we're talking about, and I know me and Jake feel the same way. Whatever Kentucky throws out there next year, I'm going to be excited for, just is to watch them play. So it's going to be well worth the wait, and hopefully we'll get some baseball in here soon, some football, and then get back into March Madness. I'm still trying to come around to the fact that we just missed March Madness, so can't wait to get that back.
Definitely. And Landon, yeah, your Cowboys pick, that was a big-time pick for the Cowboys. I think what I was reading, and I believe it, they probably wanted to get a defensive guy, but then they saw their top guy on their board was still available. And if you believe in your board and you believe in talent, you take the best available player most of the time if you don't have an important need. And taking CeeDee Lamb mixed into that offense will be lethal. So I'm definitely happy for you guys to get him. Seems like a stud. Christopher Reeves, real excited about Terrence Clark. Oh, same. Not only am I excited about just the player and how good he is on the court, I love his overall mentality. The attitude all of our recruits for this coming season have taken on Twitter, just how vocal they are, constantly retweeting stuff, saying time for 9, BBN. Like, I know guys say that already, but I've not seen it at this amount. And it makes me nothing but excited, because the last time I saw an entire class be this together and excited for the next season was the 2014 season, when we had the Harrison twins, Dakari, James Young, Marcus Lee, and Derek Willis, Dominique Hawkins. I've not seen anything like it till this season. So that's something to be really excited about. And one other little tidbit, I'm going to talk about this in my 2020 recruiting class video, but all these guys play with energy and hype. Hype is a word that I use for someone that like plays really like emphatic. They're yelling, and obviously you have to be focused and play, but they play like really emotional. And all of these guys, all 6 guys in this recruiting class, play with absolute, just an unbelievable high level of energy. And it just makes me so excited, because that kind of stuff will go far in March. When you're getting the crowd fired up, you're getting the crowd really, really fired up and stuff. And it's just that's something that we have kind of lacked a little bit from some players. and I think that really can go a long way. It could just really make us be a lot much better next year, I think, in a lot of ways. So just a little thing I'll talk about a lot more when I have video proof to show you what I'm talking about. But that's just kind of a quick little opinion. Let's see. Falling behind here. Dakota, what's going on, Dakota? What do you think Kentucky's record will be for basketball next season? Hopefully, by the time we're going to March, we have about 25 wins, 26, 27. Actually, you know what? Hold on. You always want to get it above 20. My goal right now, it's hard to say because we don't know where our whole team's going to be yet. I'm saying we'll have 23 wins, and we'll definitely struggle a little bit early on just because we have so many new guys. But that's just my opinion. But I think we can come out and take over a lot of teams. But we're going to be very, very young, and we should know better by now. That stuff kind of takes time to come together, and we're usually better off when we have returnees and stuff. But we're going to have a very, very new team next year, and I think it's going to take a couple of games to get into a flow. But, hey, that's as expected, and all that matters is how we're playing in March. So 23 wins is where I'm at, hopefully, for how many wins we'll have total by the end of the regular season. I'm not talking about full season.
I would take that. I mean, every year you want to battle for the SEC league title, 20-plus wins, because like Jake said, we're always young. You want to build towards the ends and make more runs. So obviously for us, we've talked about it before. Be glad to see him back, but we've got to push to the Final Four and get championships. As of right now, I think it would be a shocker. A lot would have to unfold that we haven't seen yet, which is possible. But it would be nice to, make the Final Four again.
Definitely, that's got to be our goal. We've been to the Elite Eight a few times, but we need to cash in a title because since this guy's got us one, it's been 8 years since we won a title. So
too long,
way too long. And wow, I didn't even see ball games coming. That's right where I'm at, man. 23 or whoever you are. Baller gaming 23 is about where I'm at for wins. But I think we'll be better off than the 2017-18 team, in my opinion. Just based on our roster and what I think is going to happen. That team was really, really young, but I don't think we had any grad transfers, did we, that year? We had the most advanced guy was like a sophomore in Gabriel, I think. I think we have a lot more experience, hopefully, and hopefully we'll add to that. But yeah, that's probably a good prediction. And we did lose the Sweet 16 that year. We should have totally beat Kansas State. I'm not even going to get into that. We got given a pathway to the Final Four with all the upsets that happened. I mean, the number 1 seed lost to the 16 seed in our bracket that year. But that just brings up bad memories. So I agree with you. Christopher Reeves, Lynn Bowden in the third round. Third round? Oh, no, no, definitely. I believe that. I could see him go second round if a team really wants him. I think he's a stud. I think just like Benny Snell, they're different guys. I think he's going to be a major player for some NFL team that gets him. I'm a Browns fan. I'd love to see the Browns get him, even though – does he want to play quarterback at the next level?
Jalen Hurts?
Or no, Lynn Bowden?
No, I think Bowden, in my opinion, he'll go receiver. He obviously can do other things. I think Hurts, we're very familiar with him. And I lean back to, I think, a comment I've seen, but it reminds me of somebody like Tebow. Now, me personally, obviously, I'm not the guy to look at for NFL drafts. Those guys seem to know what they're doing. But from a winner standpoint, a fan standpoint, being around sports all my life, I've told these guys that I think the Tebows, the Hurts, the Bowdens, they're all leaders. They're invaluable to the team play of what you do. And it's unfortunate. Even McCarron, who won championships in college, these guys are winners. So a lot of times we go with the talent, which is good, but you've got to have those other intangibles, same things that will lead to Kentucky having good seasons or winning championships. So I am all for those guys. If I had teams, they would be on mine. And I think what Bowden did with Kentucky football was MVP-like this year.
Yeah, it was really unreal, especially that Louisville game. I mean, not even that game, every game. Teams knew that's what they were going to do, and they couldn't stop it. Wasn't there a game? Wasn't it the Louisville game they threw one pass?
Yeah.
And they couldn't stop him?
Yeah, you knew it was coming, and they couldn't stop it.
I don't understand how that's possible. That was amazing. That was probably one of the best seasons in Kentucky history for a player.
For what they had, and they've done – Kentucky football's been good for a while now, and it's about as good as it can be. I mean, Kentucky's a basketball school. They've done good in football. They've done good in a lot of other sports. But it's just like Alabama's a football school, so the basketball team can be good. But it's hard to have both of those going at the same pace.
Definitely. And then let's see. You were surprised. Or Freddie Downing, what's going on? Freddie says, I was surprised that CeeDee Lamb slipped down to 17. For me, I was surprised Jerry Jeudy slipped down to 15. But you know what? My opinion on that, there's so many good players. It just depends on what teams need. But I agree. CeeDee Lamb, a lot of the things I was reading, he was above Ruggs and Jeudy. So that was definitely one of the surprises last night that he went below those two guys. It all depends on who they want. But I think he ended up in a pretty good position there with Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott. I think Cooper's still there. I mean, it's a bit major weapons on that team now.
Yeah, I would leave by saying that the fact that Bowden's not going early and all these talented players. I mean, the NFL, like any other sport, is loaded. The best of college go on to play pro. I mean, you have a lot of really good college players that end up not even making it.
Yep.
So it's pretty incredible. But I'm going to let Jake take you home. Good to see you, BBN. Looking forward to a lot of UK basketball.
Thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. Baller Gaming thinks, he says, Bowden, I heard, is 6th round because which position is he going to play in the NFL? That's a good point, but I still think a guy like him, I mean, I agree. They don't know what position he is, but I think that's the thing is like he could be a weapon in multiple facets. Like he could be a running back, wide receiver. He could do a lot of things for a team. And like my dad was just saying, he has a great mentality, a leadership mentality. He has an edge to him. And I think any team that gets him will be getting not just a great player, but just a great person overall to be a part of your team and your organization overall to work around. So I think I will be surprised if he goes that low. But then again, like my dad just said, there's a lot of really good players coming out of college, and it's hard. It's hard. But I will be shocked if he goes that low. I still think someone said before 3rd round. That's where I'm guessing. Let's see. Baller Gang, what city are we in? Or what city are you guys in? We are in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're pretty close to Lexington. When we ever go to Kentucky games, it's about like an hour drive for us, hour 15. So yeah, we're up in Ohio. Not much going on, but yeah, that's where we're at. Where do you think Jalen Hurts will go? That's a good question. I think he will go 3rd or 4th round. But once again, just like Bowden, he has a just mentality about him that you cannot be frustrated with having that on your team. We're Alabama fans in football, and I mean we love SEC. We root for Kentucky too, but we were big supporters of Jalen Hurts. What he did in that championship game 3 years ago, where he got benched the second half and then was still a good teammate, and then you heard like he broke down and cried after the game. So that means he held it in that long to be a good teammate, and you saw his happiness when they won the game. Just amazing stuff, and I think he's definitely a leader, and he's definitely going to – whoever gets him will be very happy and lucky to have a guy like him on their team. So I fully endorse Jalen Hurts. Landon Markham says, we pick at 51. Okay. I know. That's crazy how many picks there are. The Browns' next pick is until like 44 or 41 or something. And then Landon Markham, good luck covering Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, seriously. And then on top of that, you got Elliott running down the middle of the field. So they will have plenty of weapons, and they definitely need to make a run this year because they got more than enough weapons. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm feeling pretty good about the options I have to give the ball to. And then you said you want a safety tonight, round 2, cornerback, round 3. Okay, hey, we'll see. Usually teams take what they want. I mean, unless you're a Browns fan like us, where you take stupid picks every now and then. It seems like we broke that curse for a little bit, but who knows? I'm surprised last night we didn't take a quarterback or something, because the Browns are they've been putting us through a lot of pain over the years, and stay tuned for that. I won't be posting it to this channel, but we will be starting a Browns reactions channel along with this. We're always doing this, but just to show our Browns reactions. If you enjoy our Kentucky reactions, the Browns we get absolutely insane for too. And to be honest, I probably throw my hat a little bit more. I don't know. There's a lot more pain involved with the Browns. A lot more pain. Well, actually, I take that back. It's just depressing watching the Browns. A lot more depressing for the Browns. Mountain Warriors, Bowden will play receiver. Hurts will go late, and maybe another Tebow. Yep. I definitely agree with that for sure. Definitely agree with that. Freddie Downing, people are saying Hurts will go tonight. Yeah, I could see that. I seriously do think he'll go tonight. Maybe not super high in the second round, but he's going to go. Someone's going to get him, and they're going to be happy about it. Definitely. So that's a good point, Freddie. Mountain Warriors, they're invaluable to the team. Winners, exactly. Team players. Freddie Downing, did you see his combine? I did not. Well, maybe I did. I probably saw some highlights. I've seen some like individual player workouts, but he runs when he runs like at Alabama. He doesn't look fast. But he strides like he must have like big long strides because he just pulls away from guys. And he would just go along. I can't even put it into words, but he's a really good runner. And like I said, he's just an overall good teammate and good player. Baller Gaming, I said 23-8 record earlier because we are young. Exactly. No, I totally agree with that, and that's where we're at. That's a good prediction because we're going to have some losses that we shouldn't have, but it's going to happen. It's just I hope we don't, but young teams are going to have nights where they don't show up, unfortunately, and it's just part of the process. And us Kentucky fans know better than anybody else. That's just what you got to go through sometimes. No grad transfers in 2017, 2018. Exactly. That's my biggest point. Is we didn't have that much experience besides a sophomore Gabriel and a sophomore Killia Jones. Not the same as this. Michael, Mountain Warriors, 27-6 Final Four run. I will be happy with that. Ethan Mahoney, I see us winning at least 24 to 25 games. Once we hit conference play, the team will be in full swing. Okay, hey, that's a great prediction, and I will be 100% on board with that. Absolutely. Freddie Downing, yep, that offense is lethal. Absolutely. I totally agree with that, too. That offense is – hopefully the Browns don't play them this year. Bar Gaming, players like Bowden don't transfer to the NFL. Yeah, we'll see. I think he'll play, but you're probably right about that. We'll see. He's an athlete. I think he's a great player, and it depends on where you go too. You get picked by a team that you don't match well with, but hopefully he gets to go to a team that he can fit in well and be utilized to kind of show off and showcase his own abilities in the best way possible. Because, like I said, he's a great player. Absolutely owned teams in the SEC and everyone he played in his last season playing quarterback. Just absolutely running over everyone. And then Baller Gaming, I'm just across the river from you. Oh, really? Really? So you're over in Kentucky? Yeah, we're literally I go to Northern Kentucky for school, and I cross that bridge every day. Well, I used to before we had to go on shutdown here. So I haven't crossed it in a while, but I go across that bridge a lot. Kristen Madison, do you think Kentucky or Duke is better all time? Go Cats. Well, if you ask me, I got to say Kentucky's best all time. But I'm not just saying that because I'm a Kentucky fan. Overall wins, we have more. Overall championships, we have more. NBA picks-wise, I don't know the specific numbers on that, but I truly think Kentucky's better than them. But they're great. They're the Blue Bloods. I mean, when you look at the Blue Bloods of college basketball, you got Kentucky, you got you got Duke, you got North Carolina, Kansas, now Villanova a little bit. But, yeah, they're a Blue Blood. And I have a friend who's a Duke fan, and basically we both were able to actually talk back and forth about games to be, like, respectful. In high school, it was not the same. He would send me texts when we lost, but then we learned to, like we both learned that, like, we were the only fans of our teams because we live in Ohio, and we're just swarmed by Ohio State, Xavier, UC fans that are just – they switch teams whenever they're doing good. And it's kind of frustrating living here with that aspect. So we kind of like became allies, even though I was going to go to the game when we played Duke 2 years ago when we lost by like 40 points. And I'm glad I didn't make that trip because you probably would have saw me on ESPN just laying there unconscious. But yeah, that's Duke. I take Kentucky's a better program, but they're both great. They're both great. They're both great programs. Let's see here. Baller Gaming, I'm a Bengals fan. If you're in Cincinnati and why are you a Browns fan? Makes no sense. Hey, well, I know we get a lot of stuff for our teams we root for. Trust me. If I tell you right now, you guys will think I'm a fair weather fan, but we're really not. I've cared about my teams since I've been alive, and I've been able to like understand what sports is. We're Kentucky basketball, Alabama football, but we are Browns football and Reds baseball. So if we are not fair weather fans of their teams, so I totally agree with you. So, and hey, don't worry, I'll get to all the comments. I will always hit the comments. Don't worry. But yeah, it's shoot, what was I just saying? Yeah, no, basically, yeah, I'm a Browns fan. My dad's side's from Cleveland. They've lived in Cleveland for a little bit, and we've been Browns fans for a while, going through a lot of pain of just absolute not good stuff. So. At least the Bengals have made the playoffs every now and then. I know they've had some rough losses, but still. Baller Gaming, that's debatable. We could definitely debate about that, but at least you guys have had hope. The Browns have just had no hope. We've just been a disgrace to the NFL for how long now? And then let's see. Baller Gaming, Duke wasn't good before K. Well, I can't speak on that too much, but it's obviously K's been their biggest thing. And then Kristen Madison, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, Duke. I can't stand Duke. It's kind of crazy. I'm to the point now where when Duke loses, it's almost as good as a Kentucky win. It's not as good, but that day that we lost to Auburn in the Elite Eight, I was laying here on this couch, not moving for like the next 2 hours. But then when Duke lost, my heart started to go, and I like got a new like energy about me, and it still didn't take away our loss, but I felt pretty good about that loss. Now let's see. Kristen Madison, I have a family member who went to Duke. My little brother said Duke makes me want to puke. Yes, that's why if you ever hear me address puke, like for we actually draw a bracket every year for the tournament, and we write them out as puke. We never give them their real name. I respect them as a school, or I respect like the good fans. There's fans that are just annoying. I just try to not even think about. But like I have a really good friend who's a Duke fan. We get along, and yeah, we jab each other every now and then. But we are respectable fans. So there are good fans of both teams, and every fan base has some bad fans. That's just kind of the thing that comes with being a very popular program. But I totally agree with what your little brother said there. Well, unless you said. Wait, no. If you said if your little brother said Duke was better, then I don't agree with that. But I agree with the Duke makes you want to puke line. That is, I 100% agree with that. I cannot stand the coverage they get, and just I hate them. I hate them so much. I can't stand them. Absolutely can't stand them. We owe them an absolute beatdown, and I can't wait till we beat them. I'll be making 20 videos if we do that. I'll do hype video number 1 after beating Duke. Hype video number 2. They'll be coming out every other day. Baller Gaming says UC, Xavier, Ohio State all blend together in Cincinnati area. Yes, they do. It just depends on who's better. Now, there are fans that are totally one team, but I have a lot of annoying fans around me that are like, oh, go Xavier. I'm like, what are you talking about? You were just rooting for UC a week ago or Ohio State a week ago. It's just they just go with what's better, and it's just annoying. Very annoying. I played for UC Claremont actually for a couple of years, so I mean that's not UC, that's not Cincinnati, but I got to practice in UC's facility once. I saw Mick Cronin. Kristen Madison, Baller, stop blowing up the chat. Hey, we're all good. We're all good. I agree. As long as you guys are saying good stuff, I don't care. Usually we get blown up whenever we lose games, and we'll put guys in timeouts if they are saying annoying things and not being good. But it's all good. Don't worry. But yeah, questions are good too. But it's all good. Kristen Madison, remember that 92 upset from Duke? I wasn't alive at the time. I was born in 96. So I've had to I actually just watched the whole thing when they were doing the replays a couple weeks ago, and I can only imagine the pain and just that would have been the worst loss ever if I was alive. But for me personally, it's the 2015 Wisconsin loss. I'm still not over that loss, and probably will never get over that loss. There's so many things I could talk about. I might just do a video sitting here complaining and talking about everything that could have went different. But Landon, you said bye. You missed my comment. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry about that. Hey, if you're taking off, Landon, it was good seeing you. Good seeing you. Sorry again about the draft last night. Once I get that Browns channel, I can do the draft for NFL more often. But yeah, don't worry. We'll be doing a lot of live streams, and I'll close it up in a second. And then Kristen Madison, no, my brother says he likes Duke just to irritate me. Oh gosh, that is not good. That is definitely not good. Duke is not. No one in my house likes Duke, and hopefully never will. Luckily, I only know one person that's a friend that likes Duke. Other than that, I try to ignore the trolls and people online. But I totally feel you there. Hey, you too, Landon. Be safe, and have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, man. Go Cats, go Cats. And then Kristen Madison, dude, I hate Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin, they're honestly up there with being the most frustrating teams at this point. That loss is just, I don't even know what to say. I could do a breakdown video of all the things that could have went differently. I mean, the refs, I'm not happy about from that game, but Wisconsin just really screwed us up. And that was the one team that really had a shot. There was two teams that had a shot at beating us that year, in my opinion, Notre Dame and Wisconsin, and we got matched up with both of them back to back. So just really frustrating. But Hey, Baller Games, good seeing you. No worries. We'll be doing a lot more live streams and videos coming out soon, so we'll be able to talk here soon for sure. But yeah, no, Kristen, that is Duke. Hopefully your brother changes and changes to Kentucky fan, because that is, jeez. We'll get him back. We owe them a beatdown, and like Hero said, Tyler Hero just said that we would have beat him in the rematch in 2019, which we would have had a chance because we would have had no pressure. They beat us by 40. We would have lost by 40. The momentum would have been on our side going to that rematch, without a doubt. And then Kristen Madison says, what do you think our record will be this year? I said it before. I think if I had to say, I think 23 wins is where I'm at right now. We can get more than 23 wins, but I think it's just kind of hard to tell because we don't know our full team, and our young teams always take a little bit of time to get better. But I'd say 23 wins. Over 20. Our goal is to get to 20 wins, and if we get to 20 wins, we should be good from there. But yeah, 23 is my prediction. Like going into the SEC tournament, because obviously I want to get to 30 at the end. And then Kristen Madison, we got lucky when we beat Notre Dame to the Final Four. We did. That was I just watched that a couple weeks ago. We really did not play good at all. We were really struggling. No one could score. Luckily, our defense was good, but we really did not play well. We were very fortunate to win that game. Without that Tyler Ulis 3 to start a little run there late, we were down by 8. I'll be doing breakdown videos on big tournament wins, just to talk about how certain things went to change the tide for us to win. But yeah, we got very, very, very lucky to win that game without a doubt. And then Austin, what's going on, Austin? Who do you think will be the starting center this year? I said it before. I'd say the last edition we'll probably get is either Efton Reed or Frank Anselm. Anselm's a 4-star center from the 2020 class, and then Efton Reed's a 5-star center of the 2021 class who would reclassify. So that's my predictions. But as this is going, things can just come up at the matter of seconds. Like someone could come up right as I'm done with this live stream as an option. It's literally happening that fast. And the transfer rule being changed is going to affect that too. Kristen Madison, yes, Austin. Matt Harns went to BYU. Oh, did I miss that too? I did see that. Sorry about that. Yeah, Matt Harns went to BYU. Once again, I'll say it again. I had a whole video done, ready to upload. I was sold we were getting him. I made the hype video. I literally finished the hype video with Matt Harms in it. So now I got to go back in there once we add someone else and put someone else over his spots. It's just very frustrating. Gosh, you can't listen to any stories out there because they can change, especially when it's kids recruiting. Even though this guy's not a freshman, stuff can happen and change at the matter of, hours. Someone picked Kentucky for him, and it changed within hours after that. It's crazy. Sharon Ludwig, what's going on, Sharon? Good to see you in here. Many Cincinnatians were Browns fans before the Bengals were in existence. I will be there for you. I will be there for your Browns reactions. Hey, can't wait to get that started. It'll be, if you like our Kentucky reactions, they'll all be kind of interlocking. So the same kind of content, just with the Browns over there. So yeah, I'm excited to get that started up soon. But then this is obviously not going anywhere. We'll be doing this a lot, no matter what. Bar Gaming, I found a charger. Nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna close it off here in like a few minutes. But I'm just happy to get in here and hear you guys' thoughts on NFL draft, who we're gonna add, because obviously we got to add someone else, our roster, and I'll be doing a lot more videos. So I'll watch the Browns channel just to trash him in the comments. JK, hey, don't worry, we will have plenty of that coming in there. And honestly, no one needs to trash us because we'll just trash ourselves with just with how we play most of the time. So I totally get you on that one. Kristen Madison, do you think Jacob Toppin will improve this year? For sure, Davion Mintz will be useful. That man's a fighter. On the latter, I totally agree with you. Davion Mintz seems like a battle-tested warrior out there. He'll be a senior leader for next season's team. He might be the only senior if we don't add another transfer. And he'll be an absolute important piece to next year's team no matter what happens. So, yeah, I totally agree with you there. Davion Mintz will be a serious factor on next year's team. Toppin, he will without a doubt improve. That's the thing. When I say he might not be a starter, well, he's definitely not a starter. He may not play that much. He can still be a contributor off the court. In practice, he'll be a big-time player that can actually practice. Last year, we had like 7-8 players that could actually play, and they were going against guys like Riley Welch. No offense to him, but that's not giving our players real game situations in practice. That's like me trying to guard Nick Richards in practice. That's not going to make Nick Richards get any better. So having a guy like Jacob Toppin is going to at least challenge guys. And I think Jacob Toppin, it'll be interesting to see what he does. But I seriously think, if not by the end of next season, in the 2021-22 season, he'll be a major contributor, especially if he can play this year, and which it sounds like he will be with this rule changing. And then let's see here. Baller Game, make a Reds channel. You know what? I'll get in there right now then. So we're going to try to start a channel for each of our teams that we watch and give our reactions to it. Reds channel, we won't have as we could do live streams, but there'll have to be a lot of games. But maybe for playoffs, if we ever get there, we can do a live stream for that. But yeah, we definitely will. That's our goal at some point, is just to have all our favorite teams and interlocking channels. You can just watch games with us. You don't have to be fans of our teams if you want to watch. Just come in there and watch, talk about games and stuff. So yeah. Austin, are you from Northern Kentucky or Cincinnati? We're actually in Cincinnati, but we're pretty close to the border. So yeah, that's where we're at. Questions? We're good. So Baller Gaming, is Toppin a junior? No, he'll be a sophomore this year. He'd be a redshirt sophomore if he didn't play this year in the next season. But if the rule transfer, if the transfer rule changes, he'll be a sophomore next year. And then Baller Gaming, yes, I did. I did play Cincinnati Claremont, 2015 and 16 and 16 and 17 seasons. So yeah. Kristen, can you? Hey, I'll try. Wait, did I miss a question? Yeah, Toppin will. No. Toppin will definitely improve. He'll definitely improve. Definitely. And then you think he's a sophomore? Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, he'd be a sophomore because he was a freshman last year for Rhode Island. Tyler Webb, what do you think about Texas next year? I mean, I don't know their full roster to say 100%, but I mean, obviously getting Greg Brown's a big piece, and I thought they were going to be better last year, but we'll see. We'll see what they're going to be talented. Greg Brown's a really good player, and I'll be excited to see but I'll be interested to see what he does next season. Baller Gaming, because they were pretty good in the USCAA. Yeah, they were pretty good this year. I couldn't believe their ranking, but I agree they were actually pretty good this year. But yeah, guys, great. I just said that again. Dakota, you heard that one. I'm trying to not say it as much. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for everyone coming in here. Just give a quick kind of closing statement here on who we might add next. I mentioned the two transfer guys. Chris and Madison, I think Texas will be a top 20, 25 team. Oh, without a doubt, definitely. In fact, they probably are ahead of us in the rankings. Maybe that's not right. But Chris and Madison, no, don't end the stream, please. Hey, well, I'll keep talking for a little bit longer. Yeah, I was going to just kind of recap some of the guys that are still available. As of right now, our team, just to kind of recap our team right now, we have Davion Mintz, who's a former three-star player from the 2016 class probably, or 2017 class. He'll be a senior grad transfer from Creighton, who's a point guard. Terrence Clark, he'll be a five-star freshman coming in here. He's a shooting guard. BJ Boston Jr., five-star shooting guard for next year as a freshman. And Devin Askew, who's a five-star combo guard. So our guards are going to be, even if they're not experienced, but Davion Mintz is, we're going to be very, 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 very talented. Very, very talented. Absolutely talented. That's 3 5-stars right there. I mean, that's most teams we expect to have 1 5-star. And then for our bigs, when I say bigs, I say 3 through 5. So even though I'm going to mention some small forwards, they could be considered guards in some ways. So we have Keon Brooks Jr., who's returning, obviously, a former 5-star recruit, be a sophomore next year. Isaiah Jackson, who is a 4-star power forward, he'll be a freshman next year. Was a previous 5-star, but then dropped a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. He's a stud. Lance Ware, 4-star power forward, he'll be a freshman next year. And Cameron Fletcher, who's another 4-star, who I was very impressed by his mixtapes. He was an absolute – I mean, he might have had the most impressive mixtape of all of them. I don't know how – maybe I haven't watched enough to say, but I was very impressed by some of his dunks and just overall athleticism that was being showcased in those videos. And then Dante Allen would be the 5th big, but like I said, I don't like putting guys officially in the roster until it's officially announced, because I just burned myself with that Matt Harms situation because I had him all locked in and we all found out what happened there. And then obviously we have some other options to add in Marcus Santos Silva, who Kristen just brought up. Great point. Let's see. Yeah, Santos Silva from VCU. Do you guys think he'll join Kentucky? And if he does, how big do you think he'll be impact Kentucky? Oh, well, if he does, that impacts Kentucky majorly. I mean, without a doubt. But just based upon what I'm hearing, and obviously he released the top 6 schools where he's going next season, and we weren't on that list. I saw like Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Penn State, someone else I can't think of it right now, Memphis maybe. That can change, but maybe if that's the list, then obviously he's not coming here. But if I would be excited because I saw he was thick. He looks like a pretty decent player, and I haven't heard anything against us not getting him. I mean, there was things saying that we weren't on his radar, but no one actually knows that. I truly believe that we reached out to him. I think that happened with that 100%. And who knows? Just stay on. Just keep looking that stuff up. I'll keep you guys up to date when stuff happens. Obviously, if someone commits, you'll be seeing a video on this channel as fast as possible. And Bar Gaming, did you answer my question about about UC Claremont? Yeah. There. Are you talking about? Well, yeah, and they were good last year, apparently record-wise. But then, oh yeah, I missed your comment. You said Texas adding pieces is good because they won the 2019 NIT. Okay, well, obviously they're a good program. I think I'm annoyed by Shaka Smart, but I think he's obviously a pretty good recruiter. He gets decent players over there, and yeah, no, definitely Texas will definitely be probably a lot better of a team next year, and they've had some good players in the past, so they will be a pretty good team next year. And then let's see, Kristen Madison, do you think Jonathan Kuminga will reclassify from 2021 and go to Kentucky? What do you think of the chances are? Well, okay, my thoughts on that. I seriously do think I'm starting to lean towards our final piece will be from the 2021 class. So I definitely believe that we're asking him if he wants to do that, and we will totally take him if he wants to. Kind of an inside thing. You probably have already seen this, but on his Instagram, or no, not Instagram, TikTok, he did like a video, because I saw this on Twitter, someone retweeted it. He was doing like a little TikTok, walking out of a tunnel, and it said in a little caption, a 6 whatever, I can't think of his size right now, a 6'10" freshman from somewhere for Kentucky, Jonathan Kuminga. So he said that. I mean, obviously, you could just be messing around with the fans about that, and that was just kind of a cool thing to see. Maybe he's kind of leaning. I mean, that's a TikTok video, so I don't base my facts off of that. But he did mention Kentucky in the video for himself, so that was kind of interesting to see. I would totally take him, and the chances, goodness, I'd probably say, I'd say 20% because you just don't know if he's even reclassifying or not. If he reclassifies, I'm going from 20% to like 80% because we have to get a big guy. I mean, I'm not saying anything new here. I mean, we have to get a center. And what is he, the number 1 player in the 2021 class? Yeah, we would definitely, without a doubt, take that player if we get that if that opportunity becomes available to us. And then Conga is where he's from. Really? Oh, like before he moved over. Oh, okay. I believe you. I mean, I believe you there. But yeah, no, definitely. Goodness, I said it again. Jonathan Kuminga. That's a name that I've obviously paid attention to him. He hasn't really shot down the reclassifying rumors like other guys have, like Paulo Banchero has definitely shut that down a lot, saying he's not reclassifying. It's in Africa. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no. Yeah. He would be an impact. I'd love to add him to my list of possible additions, but I don't. It's kind of, you have to totally hear they want to reclassify before, or that we've actually reached out to him for next year. I believe we have, but I can't confirm that 100%. Oh, I thought it was. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. If I am, I apologize. I'm not. I see the name. I try to read it like I see it. So sorry about that. No, you're probably right about that. It could be. I don't know. I always like kind of based off what I hear off videos and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, really appreciate everyone coming in here. I'm not closing off just a second, but I'll just kind of say going forward, tons of videos to come. Obviously, the reactions are always coming. I'm working on them, and they're never going to end because as long as basketball never ends. And there's beyond days and days of footage that I have to get edited and put onto my channel. So stay tuned for all of that. And then other future videos like the best dunks part 2, the 3-point mix, recruits, obviously, news, any news we talked about, roster breakdowns, recruiting class breakdowns. I'm going to do some beating Louisville hype videos leading up to the game. Don't expect that soon, but we have a lot of good highlights from beating Louisville. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited for that to be released. And then Kristen Madison is in 2022. There's a 38 recruit from number 8 recruit from Memphis. I'm gonna go to his high school games and get him to join Kentucky. Hey, do that. If you do that, you can you'll get a major. I'll do a whole video thanking you for getting that commitment for sure. Can you please reply to that up there? It's the last question I have. What the number 8 recruit? Yeah, no. If you, that's pretty cool if you can actually see that. But if you do your part. Say the Big Blue Nation wants you, or join the Big Blue Nation. If you get him to go to Kentucky, I'll do a whole video thanking Kristen Madison. In fact, I write that name down right now, so don't forget. And you'll get a shout out for getting. What's his name? If you tell me his name, I can remember that. Tell me what that recruit's name is, and I'll keep an eye on that. 2022. That's not. I mean, that sounds like it's far away, but it really isn't. Especially with reclassifying guys. That's awesome. You are though. So I will, without a doubt, remember this. I don't see why people go eat at recruits' house every day. No, I don't understand that either. That definitely shouldn't be going on now, at least. Maybe that'd be kind of weird if you do a Zoom meeting eating over Zoom. But Kristen Madison. And if you guys, okay, but once you let me know that name, I'll probably close it off. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming in here. I didn't know how long this is going to be. Just wanted to. My expectations were probably not getting Greg Brown, and that kind of got – I appreciate that he did it quick. He didn't, say, I'm going to put a Kentucky hat on, throw and grab the Texas hat. So I appreciate that at least. And he did pick Texas, which is very anticlimactic because everyone kind of was saying that. And I was kind of hoping he didn't because I was going to call out so many guys for giving up on this one. And then Kristen, you figured it out? And it's 2021. Oh, 2021. Okay. And his name is – see here. Wait, you're close to where he's playing? That'd be even if he doesn't pick Kentucky, that's an awesome player to go see. He might go to the G League, but if he commits to Kentucky, and you're able to actually say something, definitely tell him the Big Blue Nation wants him to join, and he can do an exclusive interview on this channel. Not right now, but no. Really appreciate all you guys coming in here. Sorry for not putting this thumbnail out and saying this live stream is going to happen earlier, and because I wanted to get out earlier, but I fell behind getting stuff done because school is picking up here for the final 2 weeks, and it's just been a little bit crazy with being online and stuff. And you basically live in Memphis. Oh, that's true. He is from there. I think you're right. Well, definitely take some videos going to those games and do your part. Tell him the Big Blue Nation wants him, and if we get him, you will be mentioned for sure in the video a lot. So, thank you so much. I subbed. You're the best. When is the next stream? So, okay, that is a good point. I wanted to address that. I know my family's been kind of asking me to start doing weekly live streams, and I've thought about it. But at this point, we'll be doing live streams at least once a month, but hopefully more than that. Once we get a bigger following and stuff, and we can get a lot of people and stuff on this stuff, we'll start doing we could start doing a weekly thing on a certain day. I've thought really far in advance, possibly doing call-in shows type thing where I take calls and stuff once I have the proper equipment. But yeah, hey, no problem, Kristen. It's good. Hey, good. Thanks for coming in here and asking questions and stuff. It's always nice to talk to. I mean, it's just fun talking to anyone out there just to hear their thoughts on stuff. And definitely, obviously, it's Kentucky channel, but we can talk about whatever. So. Yeah, I will probably the next answer questions. Hey, I'll try. I think that's probably my biggest. I know my brother gets on me about that. Sometimes I fall behind on comments and I'm addressing comments as they're coming in. So no, I agree. I'm gonna try getting better at that because you're 100% right on that. But no, thanks for coming in here. The next live stream will probably be. It depends on news. If we add someone soon, I'll be doing a live stream probably that same day after the video is put out. So, yeah. I can't say exactly what it's going to be, but we'll definitely have one soon. And obviously, when news happens, if we add anyone, expect the live stream to come shortly after I upload the like official video talking about it and stuff on my channel before. So, and I have a Twitter too. It's UK Reactions. It should be in the description of this. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So it's just another place I post every day. Another place you can ask questions. You can do a Q&A. There's a lot of options. So who do you think we'll get? That's right around the corner. That's the last question I have. My prediction right around the corner who we're gonna get is, let's see. Wait, who do you think we'll get? That's right around the corner. That's my last question. I'm going with Efton Reed. Like for next season. That's my pick. Efton Reed, and that's where I'm at. Let's see what happens. We may not get him, but that's my prediction, and we'll see what happens here. So thanks again, guys. Kristen Santos Silva. If he adds us to his list, then yeah, we would. I would totally take him, and that'll be big news. But just going at the facts, we really don't have. Yeah, I'll type in chat. It's Efton Reed. It's EFTON. He's not. He's a 2021 center who would be a reclassification guy, but he's 6'11" and 250. Yeah, that's the guy I was just talking about. Efton Reed. And I like I said, I didn't know about this guy till yesterday or maybe the day before. Yeah. So you can look up his highlights and stuff, see what you think of him. He seems like a stud. He seems like he's got a big guy, obviously 6'11", 225. So what number recruit? Is he 42? He's a 5-star. I think he's like 15. He's got to be within the top 25 recruits to be a 5-star. So or around there. So yeah, he's definitely a very high recruit. He probably would move to about 30 range in the 2020 classes. When they reclassify, they got to move in number. So yeah, guys. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming in here. Stay tuned. We'll be doing live streams a lot more frequently. And like I said, we're going to do a routine where we do it like in the same day type deal in the off season, because obviously during the season, we know when live streams are going to happen when games happen. So lots of stuff to come. Stay tuned. Plenty of videos to come. Reaction videos, dunk videos, 3-point videos, and just so much more. And hopefully I'll get better at running this stuff more efficiently, better equipment as time goes. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. And this will always be a place we can talk and watch games and just do different types of talk about different stuff. So thanks, guys. And Kristen, no problem. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. It's always nice to hear back from people on here. And yeah, definitely appreciate that, guys. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you guys soon in the next video. Go Big Blue. And he's the number 20 recruit according to 24/7 Sports. Okay, I think that's right. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming in here. Go Big Blue. Have a great weekend, guys.